Hello and welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint Show. I am your host, Jay Jones. Black Entrepreneur Blueprint was created specifically to educate and inspire Black entrepreneurs to launch, build, and grow successful businesses. Join us as we help build an economic power base in the Black community by promoting business ownership. If you are currently an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, we invite you to join us every week here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint.
Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, episode number 241. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and today we have another dynamic and informative show in store for you. Today's show topic is signing the front and the back of your paycheck. 7 ways to become self-sufficient and not depend on anyone else to make a living. Signing the front and the back of your paycheck. 7 ways to become self-sufficient and not depend on anyone else to make a living. Now, I do need to apologize for my voice today, guys. I'm coming off of a flu and a sore throat. But as they say in show business, the show must go on. So I'm a little raspy today, and just bear with me, please. Now, before we start today's episode, I have 2 big announcements that I want to talk about, and then we'll get into the show. The first announcement is I'm actually revamping the educatedecommerce.com course. So if you've been interested in building a successful, sustainable e-commerce business, now is the time to sign up for educatedecommerce.com. And here's the reason why. I'm adding several new modules that talk about tactics and techniques that are working today. So I'm going to add those modules onto the course. And because I'm revamping the course, I'm doing a promo where you can save $400 off of the $497 retail price. So what does that mean to you? $97 to get into the course. This is the full course. All right. Now, if you've already registered for the course, you don't have to do anything, because once the modules are ready, they're going to be uploaded to your back office and you'll see the new modules. If you were thinking about creating or building a successful, sustainable e-commerce business and you need additional help, now is the time to do it. So if you go to educatedecommerce.com, start registering for the course, and under the coupon code, once you start registering, it'll ask you for a coupon code. Put in BEB 400. BEB like Black Entrepreneur Blueprint 400. And what that's going to do is going to deduct $400 off the $497 retail value. So you're going to get in and you're going to get the full course, okay, for $97. And I'm doing this for the first 5 people that go to educatedecommerce.com, enroll in the course, and use the coupon code BEB 400. Now, what I did, basically, I set 5 coupons up. So the first 5 people that go in will get access to those coupons. And now you have the full entire course plus the updated modules that I'm going to be releasing in the next 2 weeks. And so you'll have everything. So if you thought about starting an e-commerce business and you needed additional help, please go to educatedecommerce.com and save yourself $400 and enroll in the course for $97. Once again, it's only the first 5 people. Use coupon code BEB 400, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, BEB 400. Second big announcement is the first stop in my book tour coming up is Tupelo, Mississippi for Saturday, March 2nd. I'm going to be at New Dimensions Church, 107 South Canal Street in Tupelo. And that's Saturday, March 2nd, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern. Well, 10 a.m., whatever time is Tupelo. I'm not sure yet. But 10 a.m. So if you're in Atlanta, that's a 4-hour drive, right? If you're in Nashville, 3 hours and 30-minute drive. Memphis, about an hour and 45 minutes. So if you're anywhere near Tupelo, it's a free event. Come on in, bring your family, friends, or whatever, And please, I love to meet you in person. One of my favorite things is meeting the BEB family members and having the opportunity to engage and talk. So it's going to be a book talk and signing about my book, A New Black Wall Street. And then we're going to have a Q&A session after the talk. And you guys can ask me anything about entrepreneurship, business, whatever you want to do. And that's really one of the best parts of the talks, is being able to handle the Q&A and talk to people and find out and help them, in whatever you're trying to do. If I can use my experience, my failures and my successes to help you guys move forward. So that'll be Saturday, March 2nd, 10 a.m., Tupelo, Mississippi, New Dimensions Church, 107 South Canal Street in Tupelo. Now, also a few other reminders. I just mentioned it, A New Black Wall Street. My new book is out, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses. Okay, that's $14.95 plus shipping and handling. You can go to anewblackwallstreet.com, pick yourself up a copy, and it's a great read. And if you're interested in building an e-commerce business, you definitely want to get the book. Once again, I'm going to repeat it. Now, I've created a compatible online course, Educated E-Commerce. So if you're interested in building a successful, sustainable e-commerce business, go to educatedecommerce.com. You can enroll in the course. And once again, the promo I have going on is BEB 400, which is going to save you $400 off the $497 price, which means you'll only invest $97 in the course. And once again, it is the full course. And the reason I'm doing this is I'm revamping it a little bit, and I'm going to add additional modules on the back end of the course for tactics and techniques that are working today. E-commerce is always changing. So once you enroll in the course, you will get all the updates for free. Nothing else. You don't pay anything else. So any updates that I make to the course, once you enroll, you get them. So if you've already enrolled, you don't have to do anything because you're going to get the modules already. Also, if you are a black product producer, don't forget the platform, BeSmartByBlack.com. BeSmartByBlack.com. Please upload your products to BeSmartByBlack.com so you can connect with black consumers worldwide to sell your products. That's what we're talking about, circulating the dollar in the black community. All you black freelancers that have your information on freelancer.com or Fiverr.com. I've created another platform called HireBlackFreelancers.com, HIRE blackfreelancers.com, where you can connect with black consumers and businesses that are looking to hire black freelancers worldwide. Once again, it's a global economy. So please don't forget to share that information, HireBlackFreelancers.com and BeSmartByBlack.com. Now, let's get to today's episode. Signing the front and the back of your paycheck. 7 ways to become self-sufficient and not depend on anyone else to make a living. Signing the front and the back of your paycheck. 7 ways to become self-sufficient and not depend on anyone else to make a living. Now, people don't really use checks anymore. So let me explain what I talk about signing the front and the back of your paycheck. So if you're older, I know a lot of young kids, and even I don't even sign checks anymore. I use ACH or debit cards or whatever for my bills. But just say you had a car note at General Motors Finance. So I need to write GM a check for whatever my car note is. So what I'll do is pay to the order of General Motors Finance. And on the bottom right-hand part of the check, it's a signature line that you have to sign your name, J. Jones. So I'm signing the front of the check. I'm paying somebody. So I'm signing the front of the check. Now, if you have a job and you don't have direct deposit and you're getting a physical check from your employer signs the front of the check. And when you go to cash the check, you have to endorse or sign the back of the check so you can cash it or deposit it. The way this story came about was years ago, and I mentioned this on one of the other shows, when my 2 business partners and I had a mortgage company. We went into the bank on a Friday. We had ADP payroll. And so I used to sign all the checks for the employees. And my partners and I, we always took our draws. And so what happened was my partners and I go up to the teller, a teller that didn't know us. She was new. And we each had checks for like $20,000 a piece. And so when the red light is going to go off anyway, because you got 3 young brothers up there cashing or depositing checks of that amount. And so when she came to me, she looked at the front of the check and she looked at the back of the check and she said, excuse me, sir, the signatures are the same. I said, yeah, I own the business. And it's funny, my partner was like, yeah. He said, that's when you know you're a true entrepreneur, when you sign the front and the back of the check. And that's a realism right there. So that's what today's show topic is about, guys. Signing the front and the back of your paycheck. If you do that, then you're a true entrepreneur. And we're going to talk about 7 ways to becoming self-sufficient and not depending on anyone else to make a living. Before we get into way number 1, I'm sure you guys have seen or heard the Monique video when she was on the Stevie Harvey show, and he was talking about they in the money game, they not in the black and white game, and it doesn't matter about your integrity because it's basically about the money. And so I'm going to play that clip real quick so you guys will have a frame of reference. But I lost a lot of respect for Steve on this because if you don't have integrity, you have absolutely nothing. What are you going to do for the money? You know what I mean? He sound like he tap dancing on hot coals with no shoes on. And that's what happens when you don't become self-sufficient and you depend on somebody else to pay you. So whatever they say you got to do, then you got to do it for that paper. And so that's why it's so important for us to be able to sign the front and the back of your paycheck. That means you are unencumbered. That means you do what you want to do when you want to do it and not worry about somebody pulling the rug out from under you, taking monies away. And I've said this before too, family. On Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, the podcast, I don't have any advertisers. And the reason I don't have any advertisers is because I don't want them to determine or tell me what I can and cannot say. And I've turned down over $10,000 a month in sponsorship or advertising for the podcast. But to me, it's not all about the money. It's about the integrity and being true. And so once again, when somebody is paying you, then you got to listen to what they say. If not, they're going to take that money away and now you're jammed up. So here's Monique on the Stevie Harvey show. And then we're going to get into way number 1 in today's show topic, signing the front and back of your paycheck, 7 ways to become self-sufficient and not depend on anyone else to make a living.
I said to you, Steve, my family is suffering behind this. And y'all know I did nothing wrong. Y'all know my husband did nothing wrong. But none of y'all in real time, was strong enough to go publicly and say, we can't throw our sister under the bus.
Because, Mo, listen to me. We fighting 2 wars here.
What war?
There's 2 wars. It's what your issue is, and it's what the perception of the issue is, and the narrative has changed.
See, I'm hearing what you're saying, baby, and I agree with it when the narrative changes. But if all of y'all said, this is the only issue I have with it, baby, when all of y'all said privately, to include Oprah, all of y'all said privately, I've done nothing wrong.
When you tell the truth, you have to deal with the repercussions of the truth. We black out here. We can't come out here and do it any kind of way we want to. Listen to me. Your husband can't be the Sydney that he really is out here.
Let me tell you something.
That flexing,
Let me
we
tell
got
you
to flex
something.
a different way. We out here in a game. This the money game. This ain't the black man's game. This ain't the white man's game.
It's
this
the money game. But
we in the money game. And
We're
you
in the
cannot
money game.
sacrifice yourself. The best thing you can do for poor people is not be one of them. You cannot help them.
We're in the money game. But let me tell you what the game is before the money game.
Like this.
Before the money game, it's called the integrity game. And we've lost the integrity worrying about the money.
But Mo,
wait a minute.
If I crumble, my children crumble, my grandchildren crumble. I cannot, for the sake of my integrity, stand up here and let everybody that's counting on me crumble so I can make a statement. There are ways to win the war in a different way. We got more right after this.
And just as a side note, Steve Harvey has so many gigs. This dude should have enough money to take care of 4 or 5 generations of his family. And when does it get to the point where, you understand that, hey, I'm good, I'm set. I don't have to do all this stuff anymore. Now, if that's what he wants to do, obviously, which it is, I get it, because he already told you it's about the money. It's not about the integrity. So he's going to do anything he can to get those checks. And once again, it's individual. It's a personalized question. So if he's good living like that, then he's good. But if you don't have integrity, family, you don't have much of nothing. Straight up. All right, way number 1, and this is signing the front and the back of your paycheck. 7 ways to become self-sufficient and not depend on anyone else to make a living. Way number 1, make sure no one can take away your money. And I'm talking about your primary source of income. Make sure nobody can take away your primary source of income. So you may be an entrepreneur. You also may have a side job. That's secondary money. All right. We ain't worried about that. We're worried about your primary source of income or money that you must have to live. Okay. And having income sources people don't know about, so they can't take it away. And I'm going to give you an example of that. Now, I have several different product brands that I sell via e-commerce on Amazon and my own sites. And through the podcast, I never give you the name of the brands, right? And I do that on purpose. Now, some of the BEB family members that I coach, they know the name of some of my brands of products. But the reason I don't do that is because they can't take that away from me because they don't even know it's mine. And so when you're talking about e-commerce, there's a lot of dirty stuff that goes on. People can put false or bad product reviews that can kill your sales. They can make complaints to Amazon that can get you barred from Amazon, all kinds of stuff. So if you have income sources people don't even know about, then how are they going to touch that? That's the whole point. They can't. All right. So way number 1, make sure no one can take away your money, your primary source of income. And if you do that, you're golden. Way number 2, make sure that you are unencumbered. Okay. Meaning that nobody owns and controls you. All right. Once again, I'll use the example of Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, the podcast. I have no outside advertising on the podcast. I've had General Motors. I've had tens of different companies. And if I took all of the sponsorship, I can make over $10,000 a month. Once again, though, I don't want to be at their beck and call. I want to be unencumbered. And I'm willing to sacrifice that so I can be unencumbered, say what I want to say on the podcast, do what I want to do. So way number 2, make sure that you're unencumbered. Way number 3, make sure you have multiple streams of income. Make sure you have multiple streams of income. You don't know what's going to happen. Okay. One of the worst numbers in business is the number 1. Okay. One of the worst numbers in business is the number 1. You have one big client. You have one income. Something happens to that one, that means you down to 0. That means you out of the game. Game over. So make sure you have multiple streams of income. And that could be your business. It could be a part-time job. It could be real estate investing. It could be whatever. But make sure you have multiple streams of income. Now, I'll tell you another story that I've mentioned before. One of my best friends, good brother of mine from college, lost his job back during the financial crisis. And I never seen this brother like that. I mean, and trust me, I know it was tough because I almost lost everything myself. But the blessing or the benefit that I had was I know how to create my own money. He didn't know how to do that. So he was at his wit's end, and his survival was based on him getting another job. Now, if he had a second income or another multiple streams of income, he wouldn't have been pressed like that. And it's crazy because he has the income from his job, made very good money, but he never parlayed that money, took that money and turned it into something else. See, a lot of times, like I tell my wife all the time, you got to feed the beast. Feed the beast. And what that means is if something is working for you, bringing in income, then you need to feed that business. You need to feed that so you can generate additional income. And the problem was when he was making all that money through his job, he never created a beast. He talked about it, but never did it. And he never fed the beast. Now, if he would have fed and created that beast when he lost his job, he wouldn't have been so jammed up. So that's what I'm saying, guys. Make sure you have multiple streams of income. And remember, 1 is the worst number for any entrepreneur. Way number 4, and we're talking about signing the front and the back of your paycheck, 7 ways to become self-sufficient and not depend on anyone else to make a living. Way number 4, make sure you build your own platform. I'm going to repeat that. Make sure that you build your own platform. Okay? Not using somebody else's platform. Okay? And I'll give you a couple of examples. A lot of times people will build their business based on Facebook likes or Facebook friends, Instagram likes, Instagram followers, Twitter followers. Those platforms can ban you. I don't know if you ever heard of Alex Jones. He got banned from all the social media platforms. He's one of these right-wing kooks that has all these conspiracy theories. And he broke the terms of service to a lot of these social media networks. So he had a very large show. I think it was called InfoWars or something like that. And he actually got kicked off of all the platforms. He's jammed up because he built his business on somebody else's platform. Okay? So make sure that you build on your own platform. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Roland Martin. Roland Martin used to have a show on TV One, a news show. And Roland Martin is a decorated black journalist. And he's come out with a lot of great stories, but he used to have a show on TV One. Now, that show, they stopped it. They canceled the show. So what Roland Martin did was he created Roland Martin Unfiltered. And what that is, it comes on 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and it's a live show. So basically what he did, he took his TV One show and recreated it. Now, he's showing the show on Facebook Live, YouTube, Periscope, and Instagram TV. Now, I would hope that he creates his own streaming platform where you can go on the website and he has his own streaming platform, because once again, yeah, YouTube's not going to shut you down if as long as you don't do anything crazy. But once again, what he did was he actually makes sure that he built his own platform. And that's important. You got to have your own platform. Email addresses, definitely get those. Your own websites. All right. You don't want to build a platform on somebody else's platform, because once again, you're at their mercy. Alex Jones, millions and millions of views. They shut that fool down. At a whim, they shut him down. Now he has absolutely nothing. All of those years he took to build his business, he's done. So once again, you need to control your own platform. All right. All those Facebook and Instagram and Twitter likes, those are cool. That's going to help you. But don't build your foundation on that. Emails, build your foundation on emails and your own website, your own domain. All that other stuff is ancillary stuff. Okay. So that's number 4. And we're talking about 7 ways to becoming self-sufficient and not depend on anyone else to make a living. Number 5, control your intellectual property. Control your own intellectual property. Okay. So if you are in the record business, you want to own your masters. Problem is, when you sign with a big label, they're going to control your masters unless you come in with leverage. Now, if you come in and you've already got a following, you got a database, now you got leverage. Yo, I'll sign with you, but I control the masters. If you come in with nothing to bargain with, then guess what? Yeah, we're going to give you a deal, but we're going to own the masters. So always control your intellectual property. Always control your intellectual property. Another example of controlling your intellectual property is my new book, A New Black Wall Street. So some people have asked me, why didn't I go to a traditional publisher to get the book published? And my thing was, I wanted to control my intellectual property. So when you go to a traditional publisher, they're going to go and they're going to say, oh, yeah, well, we like this, but we want you to change this. You know what? That title is okay, but we think this title will be better. Matter of fact, and let's change the pictures and everything else while you're at it. So once again, controlling your own intellectual property, creating it and controlling it. That's the key. So that was number 5. Way number 6, create residual income. So what you want to do, guys, it's cool to sell things and make money. But if you can sell something once and make continuous money or revenues from it, that's where it's at. So number 6, create residual income. So you want to build businesses that provide you with residual income, or you can call it recurring revenue model. And so when I was in the alarm business years ago, that's actually what I sold. So when I would go and my team would sell a security system, they would sign up, the customer would sign up for 36 months at $30 a month. And so with that contract, then what I would do was each month I would get $30 a month, $30 a month from all the customers I had. Now, some of the customers, what I would do to finance my business, I would actually sell those contracts to financing companies. So instead of getting 36 months of $30, they would give me 30 times that $30 up front. And so the way they made money was they kept that extra 6 months, but I got the money cash up front. So I didn't have to wait all that time. And the way I worked it was I would hold some accounts and then I'd sell a few, hold more accounts, sell a few, where that way I could self-finance my business. And every month I knew that I had $30 coming in from 1,000 people, 2,000 people, whatever number it was. So creating residual income. You can also do that in a subscription business. So I talked about before a supplement that I have, that it's a 30-day supplement. People like it. They continue to buy it. They're on a subscription plan. So each month they get rebilled same day of the following month. Okay. You can also have rental properties. If you're in the real estate, rent the properties out, you get that residual income each and every month. So create residual income. That's number 6. Last and definitely not least, number 7, build an ecosystem with synergistic products and or services by leveraging your platform. Let me repeat that. Build an ecosystem with synergistic products and or services by leveraging your platform. Now, an ecosystem is a system where everything works together. Okay, so for example, one of my best friends used to be an Allstate agent where he did home, auto, property, and casualty. So he just recently went off on his own to start his own agency. And when we were talking, he was talking about making a one-stop shop for people that needed insurance products, which he does. If they need to connect with realtors, get a mortgage, and also personal financial services. So what he's trying to do is create an ecosystem where he can leverage his platform. So he already has a client base, right? So now what he's doing, he's building an ecosystem with synergistic products and or services by leveraging his platform. And it makes a whole heck of a lot of sense. Leverage. Okay. So you want to build your own ecosystem. Okay. And that's very important. And a lot of times when we get in business, we don't think about the next step or the next steps. Okay. When I think about business, I'm playing pool, right? So when you play pool, you're not just thinking about the current shot. You're thinking about the rest of the shots behind that shot and how you can run the table. So that's what you really have to do, guys. Build an ecosystem. You've already created it. You've created that platform. Now it's time to leverage it. So my buddy has a great concept, and now all he has to do is think, create, and execute. That's what good entrepreneurs do. TCE, baby. Think, create, and execute. So this is today's show. Before we sign off, I just have a couple things for you guys. Number one, I just want to apologize again. My voice is crazy today, but we got to get through the show. And finally, we're about close to the end. And for any new listeners to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint podcast, welcome to the BEB family. I forgot to say this up top, but please connect with me. I'm going to give you guys all my social media handles. Definitely connect with me. And once again, any questions or whatever, I try to get back to people as soon as possible. So please feel free to reach out to me, via email, direct message, or whatever, if you have any questions or you need some help with anything. And I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. But I just want to rehash real quick. Today's show topic is signing the front and the back of your paycheck. 7 ways to become self-sufficient and not depend on anyone else to make a living. Way number 1, make sure no one can take away your money, your primary source of income. If somebody controls your primary source of income, they control you. Bottom line, plain and simple, that's it. Way number 2, make sure you are unencumbered, okay? Nobody owns or controls you, okay? And we heard that Steve Harvey clip. Steve's got so many jobs, and he has to look to a boss to make sure he doesn't do something wrong. Yes, he's independently wealthy, but he still wants to get those paychecks from those networks and those production companies. Way number 3, make sure you have multiple streams of income. And I told you guys, 1 is the worst number for an entrepreneur. You may have one big client. That client leaves you, you jammed up. You may have one stream of income. You lose that income, you're jammed up. Number 4, make sure that you build on your own platform. Don't build on Facebook. Don't build on Instagram. Don't build on Twitter. Yes, get the followers and all of that, but you need to have your own platform, your own website if you're in business, and your own email database. Once again, all of these platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all that stuff, that's ancillary stuff. Yeah, go ahead and keep doing it, but you never want to be in the position where they shut you down like Alex Jones, and now you jammed up and you're basically out of business in one day. Okay? Number 5, control your intellectual property. Okay? Don't give away your intellectual property. You control it. Well, don't give away the ownership of it, I should say. You control your intellectual property. If somebody wants to use your music, hey, you own the right to that music, they got to pay you. Control your intellectual property. Number 6, create residual income. That's all day, every day. That should be a priority. Create residual income. Building a business that provides you with residual income, recurring revenue model, whatever you want to call it. Okay. So it could be a subscription service, it could be real estate or whatever, but try to build a business or at least have one stream of income with residual income. You sell something once and you continue to get paid on it. And number 7, build an ecosystem with synergistic products and or services by leveraging your platform. Once again, my buddy, he's an insurance agent. He wants to have a one-stop shop with realtors, mortgages, financial services. So now he can leverage his platform, his database, and then be able to leverage it to help more people and in turn make more money in the process. So before we close out, guys, I just want to remind you, if you are interested in enrolling in the Educated E-Commerce online course to help you build a successful, sustainable e-commerce business, now is the time to do it. The course is compatible to the book, but it takes you by the hand, step by step, from point A to point Z. And once again, I'm doing a revamp of the course. And so I'm going to be adding additional modules within the next 2 to 3 weeks. The course is still up and it's still active. So if you already have the course, nothing is going to change. The only thing that's going to happen, guys, is these new modules will be input into the back office of the course, and you'll be able to access them as soon as I make them live. Now, I'm doing a promotion for the first 5 people that want to enroll on educatedecommerce.com. Just go to educatedecommerce.com and put in the coupon code BEB400. BEB, like Black Entrepreneur Blueprint 400. And what that's going to do is going to give you $400 off the $497 retail price. So your investment is only $97. And I have 5 coupons that I made available. So the first 5 people that go in, put in the coupon code, you're going to get access to the course for $97. Anybody that comes after that, the system knows that there's only 5, and then it'll bump it out. So if you're interested in the course, if you were thinking about the course, if you were on the fence, now is the time to do it. Also, just a reminder, anybody that has already purchased and invested in the course, you don't have to do anything else. These new modules are going to show up in your back office, and it's the same as it was before. So no pressure if you already have the course. Any updates in the course, you're going to get those additional updates for free. So you invest one time and you get all of the updates. I don't care if it's 10 years from now, you're going to get all the updates for free. So now is the time, family. If you're interested, go to educatedecommerce.com, start enrolling in the course, and then it's going to ask you for a coupon code BEB400. So that's going to take your investment down from $497 to $97. Okay. So if you need to connect with me, guys, please link up with me on social media. If you have anything long, please hit me on my email address, jjones@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. That's JAYJONES@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Facebook, go to Facebook, type in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. You can like the page, follow it, whatever you need to do. Twitter, JJones001, JAYJONES001. Instagram, JJones for real, JAYJONES, the number 4, REAL. YouTube, please go to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have different content on YouTube. So yes, the show does get uploaded on YouTube, but I have different content, and I got a whole lot of new videos coming out. So go to YouTube, type in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, and hit that subscribe button. If you want to be included in the BEB text line, please text BEB to 555-888. Text BEB to 555-888. And that way, if you want to be included in any text or notifications or reminders about special events, you'll get that information. I'm not going to bug the bejesus out of you with texting and all that stuff. And last but not least, if you want to connect via LinkedIn, please go to LinkedIn. Just search J. Jones, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. And also, as I say each and every week, guys, thank you so much for the support and the love. You guys, man, you don't know what you do to me, man, or for me. This is what I was put here to do, and I couldn't do it without you. Please continue to spread the word about Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, the podcast and the blog. Also, please share that information. We're trying to get this good word out to as many people as we can. So if you can please share the links to the podcast and everything on social media, I greatly appreciate it. Love you guys. See you same time next week. Peace.